Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. What better day to craft than the day after I cleaned my entire craft room, she shed, whatever. Look at what the rainbows are doing. I have sun catchers like all over this window over here and it's creating huge rainbows we love. But anyway, I have a mini iron turned on, so I'm waiting for it to get hot because this is what we're crafting today. So we're gonna make a book sleeve together, but essentially it's a Kindle sleeve. So if you just make it a little bit bigger with your sizing, you can make it into a laptop sleeve, which I made my dad for Christmas. You can make into a book sleeve, into literally just a sleeve that holds your notebooks and pens and things. But this is the fabric. I just grabbed these 2 squares of fabric from Joann's. It's her favorite artist, and I thought I could make her a book sleeve, and I'm pretty sure I have enough fabric, so I'm going to confirm. It says thoughts and things. It's my notebook. This is actually something I doodled, and I keep all of my patterns in here. So I have book sleeve in the first page right here. So here's what we're going to do. The center sleeve, you're going to need 4 pieces of fabric and 2 pieces of foam. What your foam looks like, you can get it in a big roll or like however much you need at Joann's, and it's about this thick for a book sleeve, so it's nice and fluffy. It's actually the most fun thing to cut. It's so easy to cut. I just like never mess up cutting it. So this is the sizing we're working with. For a book sleeve, I'm usually doing 10.5 by 8.5. This is a little smaller because I'm using scrap fabric. This is what's left of my foam pretty much. So honestly, I think it'll work out good because a Kindle's pretty small anyway. First thing I'd like to do is iron the dents out of this. This is a Cricut mini iron I got a few years ago. It is the best purchase I've ever made because it is so convenient for little things like this. So most fabric will have this little like fuzzy, it'll have like a white line and fuzz. This is like the end of the fabric. You're not going to want to use that, so you make sure that you cut that off when you're on your finished piece. My foam, and it's okay if it hangs off a little bit because it's going to be sewn anyway, so if it goes off just a tiny bit, it's no biggie. Use these tiny little scissors. This is a bird. It's really cool. I got it from Joann's, surprisingly. But there's a lot of small businesses that sell sewing products that are cuter than the ones you can normally just get at the store. Cut 4 pieces of this fabric. That's going to be the outside of the book sleeve, of course. I'm going to close this window because my wind chimes are going crazy. Have in the same size 2 pieces of foam, and that's all you need, aside from sewing it, of course. But thing for book sleeves and a lot of things is basting adhesive. This is a spray glue essentially that will stick the fabric right to the foam so that it's not moving around when you're sewing. And I'm going to spray the adhesive onto the foam and then stick the fabric directly onto the foam so that the pretty side is showing up. As you can see, it's okay if it's not perfect. You always would prefer too much fabric than not enough. So I'm just gonna like trim that, not perfectly, but just like a little excess fabric needs to come off. Take it right off the adhesive. It's no biggie, like it won't ruin anything. See, I can take it off and redo it if I want. Where I overshot it, I'm just gonna like trim that extra fabric that I don't need. Alright guys, if you were to put your fabric onto your foam and instead of it having slightly an overhang or being perfect, it was under the foam, like too small, I would highly suggest redoing your cut fabric because it's really gonna cause a problem. So make sure that your foam and your fabric is exactly the same size, or your fabric is only just a little bit over, which is no biggie. Adhesive for if you even want to. I highly suggest though, this project, it would move around a lot, so I would use this. You can get it at Michael's, you can get it on Amazon, Joann's. Pieces that are pretty side up, the ugly side is glued to the foam. So we have those two. Now this is when you start doing the normal way where the pretty side is not up. So we're gonna take our other 2 pieces of fabric. If your pattern has a right side, like let's say you had hearts, and the hearts, you don't want them upside down. So you have to be very aware of that. But what you're gonna do, you're going to pin this to the foam. Okay, so we're gonna pin across, pin across. We have my pins in this little mushroom. We're just gonna pin into the foam and down. There's no right way of doing this. This is just however you end up doing it is fine. Remember that you lose length, you lose size while you're pinning and you're sewing, which is why I mentioned when it comes to sizing, the size you cut your fabric, you're gonna lose that a little bit. So always go a little bigger than what you're needing. But since I'm doing a Kindle, I'm not really worried. If I was doing an actual book sleeve, I should have cut this bigger. But again, you can just change the size of your fabric to fit a computer, an iPad, whatever. You're gonna wanna measure that piece that you wanna fit into your sleeve and then add like a good inch or 2 to make sure it fits in there nice. Me and need to understand like, how do I know which side to put my fabric if your fabric is like a specific pattern? Okay, so these top pieces, guys, is the inside of your book sleeve if you're visual. So the inside of your sleeve are these pieces. So essentially the way they're facing as far as like upside down doesn't necessarily matter unless you do want them the right side up, inside as well. So these are the inside and then these are the outside. And then this, like let's say you're looking at your pieces, okay? We have the pin part on top and we go like this. This is the front of your book sleeve and this is the way it needs to face. I'm opening this up. This is a little trash can that I use for scrap fabric because you're always gonna have so many tiny little pieces when you're making your project. So it's good to have a mini trash can, and then I have a giant trash can under there for big pieces. This outfit is for a New Year's Eve party and I am wearing heels with it. So I'm just wearing slippers all day until I have to put heels on. About a 1/8 inch in. I usually eyeball a lot, and of course my cat decides to say hello. Put this here for my pins. We're gonna take this first pin out. Back stitch. And we're gonna do it again. I'm always really awkward and dusty when I first do my first stitch of a project because I'm like, I forgot how to use my sewing machine, but I'm getting the hang of it really quick. It's like riding a bike, but every time I use it, I get scared. I'm like, do I even know how to sew? Visual learner, you can see exactly what I'm doing. All right, now that we have our line sewn, it should look like this. You have ugly side, then you open it and you have the pretty sides, and then, okay, this is what it looks like. If it doesn't look like this, restart. And it's okay if you messed up. This is a very confusing this way, that way type of project. I definitely messed up a lot when I was learning how to do it. We're not gonna rip my fabric. Pretty sides up, and then the pretty sides are gonna kiss again. Okay, you're gonna match foam with foam, no foam with no foam, and it's gonna be like this. Okay, if you're sewing and you're seeing the pretty side, something's wrong. Stop, because I did that very recently. But anyway, yeah, so you're just gonna like kiss everything together like this. Line up my foam. This is my priority, lining this up and then pinning from there. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna pin here first. Is this what it's like to have a child? Because I can't do it. I don't think I can do that. Right here is gonna be your glove. This is gonna be where your hand goes inside the fabric and pulls everything inside out. So do not sew all the way across here. You're gonna have a starting point. So I'm gonna say here, this is my starting point, and I'm gonna sew all the way, big rectangle. And then when I get all the way back, I'm gonna stop with enough room to have a hole to put my hand through. So I'm actually gonna make this a little bigger if I'm being honest, because it's gonna get sewn after anyway, so that everything kind of stays together. That's really all I need on that side. This side just really needs it like here, here, and here. Do not perfectionist sewing a book sleeve. It is so easy. After you do this once, you're gonna be like, oh my God, I can do this in my sleeve. All right, everything's, I'm gonna add one more clip just because I want it to match. To the end here, we're gonna leave enough space to stick the hand in. We pretend that my machine didn't do terribly that whole time for some reason. I think I threaded my bobbin weird and it was like freaking out. But you're gonna stick your hand through the hole, and then you're gonna grab your corners like this, and you're gonna take a big chunk of it. This is why we backstitch, because your fabric isn't gonna come undone. And you're just gonna pull everything through the hole. And this is where you get to see if you did it the right way. All right, so this is the excess here is actually the inside of your book sleeve. So what we're gonna do is turn my iron back on, and we're gonna iron it down and then fold it and re-sew it. Perfect. I try and sew it as close to the edge as possible without it being, you know, too close where it would come undone. But I don't want it to have too much space, because then that'll take away from how big the item can be. Let's start like here. Right, here is the seam. Looks I brought down some items. So I have my finished piece to show you with a Kindle that I actually own to show you how it's gonna work. And then I brought down a failed book sleeve from my past. I think I made this in February of this year, and I completely messed up. So this is what's gonna happen. You'll see it in a second. When you don't make sure that your fabric is exactly the same size, if not more, than your foam. I was very sad when this happened, so I ended up keeping it for myself. But yeah, that's what's gonna happen if you mess up, and it's bound to happen at some point. It's really no stress, but here is a correct book sleeve. Now, some people will go back in, they will fold it again and do a seam all the way around. I personally don't feel the need for it. I think it comes out really pretty without doing that. There's Esper. But here is a Kindle. I forget which one I have. It doesn't say on here, but I have my Kindle, little Kindle sleeve, so cute. Creatives and sewers is we will utilize all the fabric, and I'm not gonna make another sleeve because I just do not want to. That was a lot, especially with my machine not working. But look at this extra fabric I have. I think I'm gonna make a bow. I'm gonna make a bow, and then I'm going to attach it to the book sleeve so it has a bow on it. I think that's really darling. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and I'll show you guys the finished piece. All right, I have 2 pins in it because it's setting, but I did use Gorilla Glue fabric glue, which works really fast. But here is the finished piece. I really like the accent of the bow. I think it really pulls it all together. I'm so glad I got to use all the fabric. On that note, if you love these types of videos from me, definitely give me a like and subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to hit 1,000 subscribers in the next year, and that way you can see more of Esper. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a fantastic new year. So does Esper, and we will see you in the next video. Bye! It's for your Kindle.
Thanks, I love it.
It's
a Kindle sleeve. Oh,
I put a bow on it.